do that tells stories. So over hundreds and thousands of years, minimally 2,000 years old of history, they find that there is a correlation between these objects in the sky, in the universe, and our well-being. So, our Chinese astrology events, studies, is not really hocus-pocus. It is about the correlation between these objects in the universe, which means the planets, the constellation, the asterism, they call it, right? Their effect on our well-being. Now, so what do? They find that, first of all, they understand Earth orbits around the Sun. You all know that from geography too. That we call it the solar path. Chinese, they call it the yellow path. Just in case some of you who do research on the internet, they call it yellow path, the color yellow. Then, they also notice that the moon orbits around the Earth. So there is also a lunar path. Now you see the Chinese is a confusion lot of people. The Europeans, they have got their astrological studies, they do mainly on the solar path. But the Chinese, they make use of both. We do the solar as well as the lunar path. Now what happens is that every year at the beginning of the new year, that means the upcoming Chinese New Year, the planet Earth will be at a certain location on the yellow path, that means the sun's orbit, and it will be exposed to different types of stars and constellations out there. So with that, our forefathers have come up with formula. Remember, they don't have TV, right? They just look at the sky, and then every day they do correlation studies, and they say every time when Earth is at a particular location, exposed to a particular astrological objects, stars, constellations, somehow have got some effect on us. So what they did was, they come out with this orbit around the Sun. They divide it into 12 palaces, 12 sectors we call it. So it is 30 degrees each. Alright? That gives us these zodiac signs. Now the zodiac signs are not really the animal per se. Alright? Why it deals with animal as in, yeah, the upcoming year is horse year. And what is next year? Next year in 2015 will be the year of goat. Now, what are all these animals about? We are not doing zoology. The thing is, in those days, in China, most of these laymen, they are farmers. So all they could understand are animals, because they are not learned people. Therefore, I think I may be disappoint some of you, but to tell you that if you are born in the year of pig, you know, the year of pig, it doesn't mean that you have lots to eat, everything eat and sleep and be happy. No such thing, alright? In the same token of analogy, it doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't give you a better advantage if you are born in the year of dragon. Alright? No such thing. It is just a particular location of planet Earth versus the Sun orbit. That's all. Alright? So now, those of you, I think most of us will know, because we're Asian, most of us, you will know which year we are born in, what animal sign, what zodiac sign. Just in case some of you who are new to this and you're not sure which year you are born in, I suggest that you take out your smartphone now, quickly access the internet. I think there are a lot of it in the internet space, alright? Just type out your zodiac sign and the year that you're born in. Straight away, they will give you your sign. And it's important for you to know because I will cover some of these in my slides here. Alright? So, what is this effect when we come into the year of horse? At the particular location where Earth is, it will have influence on two things. One, on our premise, that means our building. Whether at home, in office, in a warehouse, in a storeroom, in a hotel room, it will have got effect on us. And what we want to do is to tap this energy. If you are able to make good use of this energy, which the Chinese call qi, Qi, qi. If that we can tap on and it is beneficial to us, then you will get a lot more good opportunities in 2014. Now you can listen to all the speakers earlier to give you tips on which market to invest in and all those. That I'll leave it to them because they are pro in their sector. But what I'm telling you is, If you can make use of good energy sectors, for some reason which you cannot explain, for some reason, your investment will be big. You will get a higher return, a better outcome. That is why I call it to make it a successful year for you in 2014. So one effect is on the premise. The other effect is directly onto you, your life. Now this is where you need to know your zodiac signs, right? So let's go on to the first part. That part will be onto your premise. Now, to do this, yeah, it can be technical, okay? Who says that astrology is not technical? You think only finance guys can do it? Alright, now, the first thing you need to do is to take out your smartphone. Good thing now these days you've got smartphone because in your phone, you will have got a compass, alright? Now, I need you to do this. If you want to be even more successful in 2014, when you go back home afterwards, not tomorrow afterwards because tomorrow you forget, alright? You stand at the center of your home. Now, assuming my home is this stage, the space of my stage, then this is center. Do you need to be exactly center? This is not scientific, alright? A rough gauge will do. Stand at the center, take out your compass if you don't have, use your iPhone, there is a built-in compass, or you can download it, it's free anyway. What I'll suggest you to do is to take the direction from the center, take the direction of your main door, of your bedroom, and the other rooms, such as kitchen or your study room. Assuming this is my home, so where I'm standing now is roughly the center of my home. And assuming that staircase where the gentleman standing there is my main door, what I need to do is, this is my compass, I point to the main door to find out what is the direction of my main door, taken from the center of the home. Alright? That will give you a direction. And assuming the rostrum there is my bedroom, and I want to know from the center what is the direction of my bedroom. Then you turn to the bedroom and take the direction. You need to know what directions are these. Alright? Why I suggest that you do the first two things, and that is taking the direction of your main door and the rostrum, bedroom. That is because the chi, the energy, comes in from the main door into the house, and you sleep in the room. Minimally, you spend 4 to 6 hours a day. Right now in office, we don't sit still every time out of the desk because we attend to customers' visits, we attend to meetings, we walk around. But during your bedtime, you are always on that one bed, right? Therefore, able to conceptualize all the chi through your head in the bedroom. Therefore, taking the direction of the bedroom can be useful for you. So, now that we have got this direction, it's time to go into what the horse here has in store for you. The upcoming year is the wood horse year. Is there a metal? Yes, there's a metal horse, there's a water horse. Every year, every time you change. Alright, so the upcoming year is a horse year and it has got wood element with it. This wood horse will come in and affect different sector of our home, depending on what direction of your own home that you have just taken. Simple. Now you can take a photograph of this, just in case, right, you don't copy it down, you can't see, you can't remember. Okay, now, look at the stars, the good sector. It is very simple. Criteria number one, as if you can choose, alright? The first sector that we want, taken from the center of the house, is where your door, preferably the main door, is located in the south sector. In the south sector, where you see number 8 is, right? It's just a numerology, right? If you just cannot phantom that, just take down south sector, the double star. If I start at the center, my main door is at the south, then this year, unfortunately, you cannot be poor. Sorry. The only thing you can do is to make it prosperous for you. And how much can you make? That is on your own, alright? You listen to the pros' advice, alright? So we want that. Then some of you will say, Mr. Chan, I take the direction my main door is not in the south, then what do? In the event that your main door is not in the south direction, taken from the center of the home, you have got a second choice. That second choice would be if you have got a door in the north. Now, because we are governed by the British system in the past, so most of our housing now are north-south facing. You realize that, okay? So, compared to last year, 2013, you'll find that this year, most of us is able to receive that energy, the qi, from the universe. And therefore, the chances of us being more successful this year will be higher. So if you don't have a door, a main door, that is in the south direction, you may want to have a door in the north direction. That's if you can choose, right? Some of you live in landed property. You have got the main door, wooden door, and then you have got a glass sliding door, and then as if that is not enough, you have got a side door. You know, some of you have got many choices. So life is not very fair, okay? So you can choose, okay, according to your liking. So if you don't have one in the south, I repeat, you want to have your main door to be in the north, okay? Then someone will come up to me normally and they say, I also don't have a main door in the north. Then what do? Then I said, you have got a third choice. Okay, the third choice is that you want your main door to be in the southwest. Okay, in the southwest, because that will help you as well. Now, what is the difference between these doors in the south, in the north, and in the southwest? The difference is, you will get now, effect now, right, if you open the door in the south. So that says, we say short-term investment in your language, in your terms, all right? If you want a better projection into longer term, then you want to make use of your door in the north, okay? And of course, if it is even further, long-term short, right? You want to have a door in the southwest. Now, I give you an additional tip that is not on the slide. It happened that you open a door, that means you have a door in the north sector, the north direction, or in the southwest direction. Come Chinese New Year, it is good that you put a pool of water, a basin of water, okay, in that direction. So, give you an example. If that is my main door, I don't have it in the south. Now, those of you who have a door in the south, ignore this. You do not need to put any water feature in the south in 2014, all right? This only applies to those of you who have got doors in the north and in the southwest. If you have that, the door is in that direction. This year, in this direction, you may want to put a basin or an aquarium of water, right? In the event you put aquarium, do you need to put any fishes inside? Up to you, lah. It doesn't matter. So for that reason, in the past, people will say, yeah, you put 9 goldfish, of which one of them must be black color. No such thing. Alright, put anything you want. Why they want to put fish inside? Because they want water to be moving. Fish swims, so water will move. So if you want to put a basin of water there, and you don't want to put any fishes, what do? Every time you come back home, ask your maid to stir the water. Every half an hour, go there, stir water, also can. Alright, so fish is not important. But you want water to be moving, number one. The other thing is, water must be clean. So after 1 or 2 weeks, you must change it. Otherwise, it will smell, and that will bring you bad luck, bad energy. Alright, so these are the 3 sectors that is good in 2014. And if you ask, Mr. Chan, I don't have a door in north, I don't have a door in south, I also don't have a door in the southwest direction. So what do I do? Make a door. The answer is, try again next year. Right? Then you work harder, okay? Now, if you don't have a door in any of these 3 good locations, what do? At least that is something that you can do. And that is to avoid the bad sectors. Alright? Having a good sector where the qi is good, of course, is a bonus. But if you don't have that for some reason, at least make sure that you avoid the bad areas. do not antagonize the mafia. Alright? Very simple. And what is the worst sector, worst direction in 2014? That is where the fight is in the northwest direction. Same thing, if I were to take a central location, a reference from the middle of my home, I want to know where is northwest direction. Once you have located this northwest direction, please make sure that after the 4th of February, in case you forget, you better write it down. After the 4th of February, do not do any renovation, any knocking, any nailing, any construction work in that direction, because that will give you a lot of problems, a lot of disasters, a lot of obstacles. Okay? So you want to avoid that. Now what happened? What happened? You know, just now we said we want the door to be in a good sector, remember? What happened? You go back, and then you measure the main door. It is in northwest, where Mr. Chan said is no good. Then, this particular year, because you have no choice, you are inviting the lousy energy into your home. Then this year, what you do is that please be diligent in your work, in your task, in whatever that you do, right? Make sure you do not make any careless mistakes, and make sure throughout the year, do not further activate the bad energies in the northwest sector, because it will drive you crazy. It gives you a lot of problems, okay? So, northwest sector is one area where you want to be aware of. What about the other sectors that is not so good? The other sector that is not so good, you can look at northeast. In the northeast sector, we have got the robbery star in there. What does it mean by robbery star? Literally, people will get robbed. So if you travel a lot, you've got to be careful with your wallet, with your purse and all those. Alright, first thing. Second thing, if you accidentally activate this sector, if I take a measurement, and this is northeast, and then for some reason, your mate go and knock, go and put a nail onto the wall, and go and dig outside your home, go and dig and plant a small tree outside in the northeast direction, then this year, you may also be prone to injuries for some reason. You get cut, right? Somehow, you're prone to injury. Now, the other sectors that is not so good, which you want to be aware of, is in the east. In the east direction, has got the sickness star. You know, sometimes, do you realize throughout your life, you don't know why certain years, certain months come, you're always so sick, as in weaker in health. Now, if you accidentally activated this star in the east this year, so stand at the center. If I know this is east, do not do any renovation this year in that sector, because it will cause more sickness to those people at home, right? Avoid the east. Now the other sector that is not very nice is southeast. Southeast sector. Not nice as in you will invite a lot of argument, bickering and gossips this year. It happened that you activate this. Now, of course, I understand that we've got a lot of people in this room. Some of you are in the media, right, where you want to create news, right, for yourself. You know, bad advertisement is also an advertisement, it's marketing strategy. So you may want to activate number 3 if you want, right? But if you do so, generally, you have a lot of argument problems, okay? Now, there is a neutral star, which I have not talked about, and that is in the West. In the West, we talk about authority, we talk about power, we talk about leadership. So some of you may be keen to change job, may be keen to taking up higher or larger portfolio this year. If that is the case, you may want to go into the west sector of your home. Do not need to put water feature. All you need to do is do a major spring cleaning. After Chinese New Year, not now. After 4th of February, get your maid and yourself, remove everything from the room, that means dislocate the bed, put it back again. Why? Because the qi will start to move and it will conceptualize. That will give you a better chance to gain power, to gain portfolio, higher portfolio this year. And that is in the West. Now, this effect that I speak about apply to us in all of our homes, whether you believe it or not. Alright? It is something like the law of gravity. Whether you are a science student or not, for some reason, it will have some impact on you. So you may want to take down for now, take note of all the good sectors, typically in the south, avoid the bad sectors, and that is in the northwest. This effect is also applicable to you in your office room. Now, if you sit in your own room, your office room, typically again, it is barricaded, you have a door, alright? Take at the center of your office room and you check your office door, the door to your own room. If it happens that your door opens up in the south, in the north, or in the southwest direction, again, this year you cannot be poor, alright? Unfortunately. So, take care of yourself, alright? So this is on your premise. Now, what about the second part I said, in astrological event that affects our human lives, our well-being? This is the part where now you need to know your zodiac signs. All of us are born in a particular year. We know our animal sign, the zodiac signs. If you don't know, please click the internet, check yourself, alright? Every year, the luck of these zodiac signs will change, differ. So for those of you who are in good shape this year, upcoming course year, I congratulate you. And then what about for those who are not so good, which I will review shortly? Work harder. Okay? Now, let's look into this. In the upcoming horse year, now look at so many people are talking about this. In the internet, there have got a lot of feng shui masters, practitioners who tell you which sign is what. So what I'll do for you, I will group it into 3 groups. The good ones, the so-so ones, the medium ones, and the lower ones. Alright, so I call it very auspicious index, which is very good, and afterwards we have got the inauspicious index. In the auspicious index, I like those of you who are born in the year of rabbit. Any rabbit in this room? No? Only one. So I talked to her privately afterwards, because it's not applicable to the rest. Only you, man. Now, I like for those of you who are born in the year of rabbit, because in the rabbit year, you are now exposed in your life palace, in your sector out there, you have got beautiful stars with you, such as Heavenly Virtue Star, such as Fortune Virtue Star, such as Sky Happiness Star. What does it mean? Technical, right? Now, all it means is that all these are prosperity stars because these Fortune Virtue, Heavenly Virtue Stars are nobleman stars. So this year, you tend to get some help, receive some support from external people, and I want you to focus on the Sky Happiness Star, which is coming to your life palace this year. Sky Happiness only come into one animal sign this year, and that is you, those of you who are born in the year of rabbit. Sky Happiness will give you happiness. So for you to kickstart this year, when you come Chinese New Year, after the 4th of February, 4th, huh? After the 4th of February, it is good that you do a gathering throughout the year where you have got birthday parties, whatever things that you can celebrate, you ought to make it happy for yourself. Then, by law of attraction, you will draw the energy to you and it will add on to your happiness. So even if you don't have it, fake it. Right? Fake the happiness, it will be better off. So, those of you who are born in the rabbit year generally is prosperity for you in 2014. Next, you have got those of you who are born in the year of goat. In the year of goat, I like it because you have got the sun nobleman, Taiyang, right? Sun nobleman, and you have also one very good, very famous nobleman star, which Chinese call it Tai Yi Guiren, right? English you call it Tai Yi nobleman. Sounds the same, right? I can't translate that, right? Now, it is just nobleman star, and what this star does for you is open up opportunities for you. It gives you opportunities, and most importantly, for those of you who are born in the year of goat this year, you have got support from the Grand Duke star, which is the year of horse. So what does it mean? It means that this year, for you to take up new projects and to push it on, generally you will get strength, you will get support. There will be people that are following you, that will want to help you along. So those of you who are born in the year of goat, is also a good year for you. Next, you have got those of some of you who are born in the year of dog. In the year of dog, I like it because this year your career will fly, no choice. Why? Because it happened that They are positive stars in your palace. We call it 3 stages. Cantonese, I call it Sam Tuan Sing. Alright? 3 stages star. And we have got National Treasure Star in your palace. Okay? And the most beautiful part is that it has got what we call Earth Relief Star. Cantonese call it Tei Gai Sing. Right? What happens is that Earth Relief can help you relieve all your problems in your career. 3 stages star that I mentioned earlier is good because 3 stages. 步步高升. Right? So it gives you growth in your career. So this year, you should go for a higher portfolio. If you can, go back to work, volunteer, ask your boss to make you a leader. Alright? Because you got no choice but to take a bigger role and you will be successful. Hey, please, luck don't just drop on your lap like this. Right? You must do something, right? So help yourself so that the stars can manifest energy onto you. Now, the other good stars that is good, right, is of course those of you who are born in the year of Ox. In the year of Ox, you have got a star that is able to dissolve negativities. Of all the types of nobleman stars that we have a lot of nobleman stars. You know why Chinese people are like that? We want people to help us. So they have identified a lot of good nobleman stars. Of all the types of good nobleman stars that we have, the green dragon nobleman star is the most powerful one. And it happened that this green dragon powerful star is in the sector for those of you who are born in the year of Ox. And what more, happened that it coincides with another star called the Emperor star. It also falls onto your sector. So therefore, this year, you are able to dissolve negativity to positivity. So you dissolve all the negative stuff. Now, hear me well. Dissolving negativity doesn't mean that there is no negativity. Alright? You will still start off with some negativity so that the stars can help you dissolve them and you move forward to the positive side. Alright? And the Emperor star, being the Emperor, right, have got a lot of good stuff in it. Therefore, wealth is really in your pocket this year, for those of you who are born in the year of Ox. Alright? So I congratulate you if it happened that you fall onto one of these 4 animal signs during your year of birth. Alright? So let's move on from this. So this is very auspicious. Very good. Now, what about next? Next are those who are in the middle band. Right? Average and above average. So let me start off with those of you who are born in the year of Snake. If you are born in the year of Snake, you have got the academic star in your pocket this year. Wan Xiao Seng, Wen Chang. Right? So it is an academic star. This year, it is good that you pick up something new, learn about it. Alright? Whether it is a short course, short diploma, go to trainings and all those. Those days when I was in a corporate, every time my boss asked me to go for training, you always do one. You always what we call siam, right? You don't like it. So this year you don't siam, right? This year you volunteer, go and attend some of the courses, read something. Even if you don't attend any formal classes, pick up a book, read something. Because for some reason, this year you will be able to absorb better. There are times in your life where you sometimes don't know why, you can just understand a lot easier when you read certain articles. This is the year, right? But if you are born in the year of this Snake, you must be careful because Bang Fu Sing, right? You have got a health problem because this star called health charm. Health charm is in your palace. So this year, your physical body tends to be a little bit more weak, right? Especially where? Especially in the lungs area. So you've got to be careful. Can you be rich, well learned, and force it? You can. So do so. Right? Now, after year of Snake, what about those of you who are born in the year of Horse? They always say that if it is particularly of Horse, then you are born in the year of Horse, generally it's no good. Right? So in 2013, it is the year of Snake, so you're born in the year of Snake, also no good. So it's not good to be born in the same year. Right, of the sign. So what you do is, if for those of you who are born in the year of Horse, make use of one good star that is in your palace this year, and that is called the General star. General as in Army General. Jiang Sing, got it in Cantonese. Alright? So this year, With the general star, you are able to command. So therefore, this star is better off if you have got people to command. You have got people under you, right? You shoot arrow. In other words, shoot arrow. Tell them what to do, right? Somehow they will help you solve the problem. Why do I say that? Because the negative side of it is that you tend to self-sabotage yourself this year. That means, if you were to make your own decisions, you take certain actions yourself this year, somehow the end result, you sabotage yourself. It is not the end result that you really want. So beware of that, okay? That is for those of you born in the year of horse. Now, what about for those of you who are born in the year of monkey? In the year of monkey, it is good for those of you who travels a lot because the sky horse star is in your palace. 天马星, the sky horse, alright? This sky horse, in the olden days, are made use by the merchants because in the olden days in China, people don't leave their village. Only one type of people leave their village and travels, and that is when they do business, the merchants. So in modern days translation, we will ask you to travel more this year. So it is exceptionally good for those of you who do regional business. If you are, you travel globally, you travel to neighboring countries. What if you say, I don't travel overseas? Can I travel within Singapore? You can. From the bank branch from here to another branch, another location, you can also do that, right? Travel as much as possible. And then you say, Mr. Chan, I don't even have any branches. I work for one company that occupies 5 floors in Suntec Tower. Then what do? You go up and down this year. You laugh, you think it's funny, right? Do you know that we have spent so much time in emails these days, right? Every time you reply to something, you just click the mouse, reply, you receive on the desk. And do you know by the nature of these astrological forces, those of you who are born in this particular year of monkey, it makes sense that you walk up to your colleague, walk up to a discussion room in the pantry and say, hey, hi, can you help me solve this? I'm having this problem now. The chances of you solving those problems are much higher if you were to go back in the seat, sit there and click the mouse. Just because you travel, you make that distance. Right? So you try to do that. Now, then there is also a negativity there. Right? What is a negativity? If you are born in the year of monkey, is that this year, for some reason, it makes you a lot more frustrated. So my advice to you is that cool down, bite the bullet a little, right? Do not be so frustrated this year. Somehow things will make it such that emotions will start to run, right? So it is good that you apply yourself into a yoga class and for a while. That will help. Okay? Now, next after the rooster, a zodiac sign that is above average, and that is the rooster sign. So those of you who are born in the year of rooster, it is good this year, especially if you are a lady. A lady that are born in the year of rooster, you have got the yin nobleman, yin nobleman, as well as the red matchmaker star in your palace. Yin nobleman is to say that there is some, because it's yin and yang. Remember just now there's a yang nobleman star? The yin nobleman will come, and this nobleman will come in a very quiet manner. So you will get help from the side. Okay, people will not tell you that they are the one. I was the one who nominated you for that career promotion, for example. Right? People will come from the quiet side and help you. And there is another good star, we call it red matchmaker star. This is a star where if you are born in the year of rooster and still eligible, this is a good year for you to get married. Why? Because if you marry this year, your fortune will increase many, many times, especially fortune in monetary wise. So the ladies are on the upper side this year. But if you're born in the year of rooster, be aware because at times along the year, you will find that you can be trapped in a situation where you're pressured into deals. So what do? What you do is that go and find a partner, a friend, who are born in the 4 positive signs earlier because they're in good shape. So they can help advise you. You know, those of you who are born in the year of rabbit, goat, dog, and ox earlier, they can help advise and it helps a lot. You know, sometimes when people wanted me to give some tips on how to choose property, when you're buying houses, right? What do? And they said, but I don't want to engage you. And I said, you bring along some friends who are in good luck because they can see things that you can't see. And they've got feelings that you can't feel. So if your partner, your friends are in good shape, they will walk in and they will tell you buy. And the moment you buy, you bingo. Right? So that is for those of you who are born in the year of Rooster. Next, you've got those of you who are born in the year of what? Pig. Now, in the year of a pig, you have got the monthly virtue nobleman star, right, which is good, and it is good especially for the human relationship-wise. Chinese, we call it guanxi. So work-wise, commercial-wise, right, we deal with a lot of people in modern days business. So we want to have good relationship with people. And if you have got this good relationship with you, people will always give you 3 inches of face, we call it, right? Give you some face, right? So things can be smoothened. But you've got to be a bit more careful when it comes to spending, because you tend to get a lot of distractions and you tend to overspend this year unnecessarily, right? So for guys, you may ask your wife to help, and for your wives, all right, get a husband to help you, to advise you on financial matters. So generally, these are the middle range of zodiac signs. Right? Some of you are better off, some of you are not so good. Okay? Now, having known this, next is for you to know the bottom part, right? I call it inauspicious index. Inauspicious index, equally good. Alright? So everything is good in front of you. Top of the list, those of you who are born in the year of rat. Anyone? Those of you who are born in the year of rat, this year you've got to be a little bit more careful. Right? Careful in the sense that you have to do a lot of due diligence in the work that you do. Why? Because unfortunately there is no positive star, not even one drop in your sector. Okay? So, now, but it doesn't mean that it's all bad, right? It means that you have to work harder on your own. So you do not depend on the external forces to help you. And remember earlier in the feng shui portion, right, in the south sector, in the north sector, in the southwest sector, you can activate and bring in some good opportunities. So if you have that, you want to open up a window, open up a door, or sleep in those particular rooms that I said earlier, right, for those of you who are born in the year of rat. This year, those of you who are born in the rat, you have got a lot more setbacks, right, and a lot more stress. And importantly is that you tend to be emotionally unstable this year, right? Especially easily get angry, right? You get very angry this year for some reason. So tone down, avoid argument, avoid clashes with people, you will be better off. Now the other one that is not so nice are those of you who are born in the year of tiger. If you are born in the year of tiger, this year you tend to be reckless, okay? You meet with obstacles, you tend to be a little bit more careless, and if you travel a lot, you may also meet with some accidents because the accident stars are there. Now, doesn't mean that therefore you don't travel this year. Go back to office and say, Mr. Chan said so, boss, therefore this year I don't travel. No such thing, right? You can still travel, just that you're going to be a little bit more careful, all right? Don't be too careless, right? Do not be negligent this year because you have a tendency to do so. And of all these 3 zodiac signs element on the screen, the one that is better off is the one that is born in the year of dragon. Because in the year of dragon, you have got a positive star. At least you have got one positive star that helps you turn the tide. It also changes negativity into positive. Therefore, for those of you who are born in the year of dragon, hope is important. You must have positive thinking, hope that things will be better off, and it will be. Because it will start off negative and it will help you change into positive. Just that, if you're born in the year of dragon, this year you tend to be a little bit more lonely. It doesn't mean that you don't have company of friends and colleagues to drink with you after work and all those. You are in a company of people, but somehow the thoughts come to you and think that you're a bit lonely this year. Right? One part. The other part is that this is one animal sign that we say, if you can, avoid attending any funeral this year. Right? Got disclaimer, that is to say, for some reason, touch wood, right? If the funeral is of a close relative, close ones, please attend. Then you don't listen to me, all right? Why? Because that must overrule, okay? But if it is colleagues, you know who and so pass away, then you can give it a miss this year. Why? Because you tend to pick up negative energies if you attend those funerals. So this is my advice for you, for those of you born in the year of dragon. So far, I would have covered all the 12 animal zodiac signs. Alright? So what I suggest you to do when you go back home is to combine both of these. The earlier part on home, right, where you have got the compass, take the direction, you want to activate the good areas, like I said, south, north, southwest. And for those of these attributes that I asked you to do, right, try to practice them throughout the year. If you are able to do that, then this year you can be successful. Now, but this is not the final part yet, right? Because one is the feng shui portion on the property in the house. Secondly, the impact onto your life, the man's luck, we call it. There is one more part that is important, that is called timing. So the principle of being in the right location, feng shui earlier, do the right thing, the human action, in the right time, is also true in our Chinese astrological studies. In the right time, we say the heavenly luck. So what I'm going to give you a bonus this year is to tell you which is a good day for you to start work after Chinese New Year. Interested or not? If not, then go home already. Alright? Now, we want all these three to be in so that your rate of success in 2014 can be very much higher. Remember I told you that there is an orbit of moon surrounding our planet Earth, and that is called the moon cycle, lunar cycle. With that, you have got the lunar Chinese New Year. The lunar Chinese New Year falls on the 31st January, and that is the public holiday that you have. Alright? So on the 31st January, the best timing for you to receive good energy is 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Yeah, and you sleep early, okay, I got choice more. The other time is at later on when you wake up, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, what do? Remember, you have a compass, right? On that particular day, for those of you who are going after happiness, the happiness star will be in your south. So at home, again, stand at the center of your home, take out your compass, right? Wherever is a south sector, if there is a door, open the door. If it's a balcony, open the balcony. If it is a window, open the window. No door, no window, no balcony. What do you do? Put a mahjong table, have some activity over in that direction. Really, it helps. Because that activity will stir up the energy, the qi in that direction. You will bound to have happiness in 2014. Now for those of you, on the particular day, 31st of January, you are chasing after wealth. Then you go for northwest direction. Northwest direction is where the wealth is. So stand at the center, take out a compass, locate where is northwest direction. In the northwest direction, you have the wealth star. So if you have a door there, or those of you who are living on a landed property, a side door, open the door there, right? Better still, if you open the door, get your maid, you don't do it, okay? Get your maid to do it, go in and out like that. Like a horse, okay? Then you activate the energy there, right? So if I were you, right? If I've got a door in northwest direction, I will ask my guests, organize a small party, a small gathering, ask my guests, relatives, friends, my colleagues to come 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Because every human being that walk through your main door or the side door, whatever door that you have in northwest direction, will activate the energy. They are going to help you to make the money this year. So organize a party in a particular hour. On the 31st of January, truly the first Lunar New Year, okay, on that day, the best thing you do is to settle old scores. That is to say that remove all the bad thoughts, bad experience that you ever had in the past. in 2013 and before. That means this is a good day for you to reset button. You know, every Chinese New Year on the first day, you have got different things that you should do one. Right? So this year, just for this year, so next year different now. Don't every year do the same thing. You keep forgetting, okay? This year is a good year on the first day, 31st of January, to forget about the bad past. Alright? Let everything be bygone. You will find that everything will be smoothed up for you. So that is on the Lunar New Year. So you take a break, okay? You close down for office, and when should you start work again? On the 4th, on the 5th, and on the 7th of February. On the 4th of February, I suggest that you go in from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Here I just put 9 a.m., right? 9 in the morning. So a safe time to go in is somewhere between 9:15 and 9:30, just to make sure that your 9 o'clock is the same as the 9 o'clock in the universe up there. Anytime after 9 is okay, all right? And this day is exceptionally good if you are born in the year of goat. If you are born in the year of rat, then it is not so suitable because, now, if you are born in the year of rat, does it mean that you cannot start work on that day just because you are not taking leave? You can, just that on that day, you do not receive the qi, the energy so well. Alright, so it is best if you are born in the year of goat. On the next day, subsequent day, 5th of February, you may also want to start work at 9 a.m. And this is good if you are born in the year of horse. And it is not so good if you are born in the year of ox. Okay? And of course, another good day that you can start work is on the 7th of February. On the 7th of February, okay, it is good if you are born in the year of dragon, but not suitable if you are born in the year of rabbit. Now, what do you do when you start work? Okay, the first thing when you start work is, please do some work. Yeah, a lot of people will stop short there. You buy books that will tell you start work on this particular time, but you didn't do the right thing. Right after you do it, no, it is very common that people will always ask me this question. Is it okay if I go into office on the 4th, I just, open up my email, send something, do something, and go home? Right? You need to do work. In other words, if you are in a sales position, right, you better contact a customer, make an appointment, send a proposal on that day. Only then the chi of the universe can connect and flow through you and all the way to your customers. So do work. And happen that if you are a boss, right, and you manage people, have a short team meeting in the particular morning or the particular day where you start work. That is important. Otherwise, if you come in, right, quickly open an email, close down, and go back home again, that will not work for you. You don't cheat the system, right? The universe is watching us. They know what is happening to us. Okay? So with that, I hope I've given you sufficient information and made you a successful person in the year of horse 2014. I wish everyone a happy Lunar New Year. 恭喜发财，新年快乐!
Thank you, Mr. Chan. Before we open the floor very quickly for the Q&A session, we have got feedback forms which can be found in a folder in your paper bag, and we hope you can take a couple of minutes to fill it out because that will really help us to improve ourselves in order to serve you better and better organize events for you in the future. We would like to also the ANZ staff on the table to help us to collect the feedback form as well. Thank you very much. In the interest of time, if you've got any questions for Master Chan, he'll be available for you to ask him anything you like about your science and forecast for the year ahead. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you had enjoyed this session that was specially put together for you this evening, but more importantly, we hope you found a presentation from our experts to be insightful and informative to help you make informed decisions for your investments in the year ahead. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a pleasant evening ahead and a fantastic year ahead. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Chinatown.